y'all feel. Remember, we want you to be an activist and don't take our word for it. Look that shit up, please. Yep. How y'all feel tonight? Y'all feel good? Man, the first thing I want to say is that, I'm not really a nice guy. You know, I try to be a nice guy. I really do. But, like, the thing is, like, to get things accomplished, you know what I'm saying? To be successful, you can't really be a nice guy or woman. I mean, it just doesn't work that way, in the real world. Like, we all want to be nice guys, nice women, whatever. But for you to accomplish things in this world, if you just nice the whole time, it's not gonna work, you know? And I was just sitting here while I was listening to the song, and I was thinking about like some names that popped into my head, and I'm asking myself these questions. I'm like, you know, was Marcus Garvey nice? Was Muammar Gaddafi nice? Was Patrice Lumumba nice? Was Malcolm X nice? Martin Luther King, was he nice? What about JFK? Was JFK nice? You know? And these are names that pop up in my mind because these are names that got things done for the community. They looked out for their people. They really tried to anyways. Whatever you want to say about Muammar Gaddafi, a lot of stuff keeps coming out about him. I'm finding out more and more stuff about him, all of the cool ass stuff he was doing. But we were told that this dude was a freaking demon. That's what the media told us. But it wasn't true. It wasn't true. Anyways, the mosque, the flagship mosque for the Nation of Islam was bought with money they got from Muammar Gaddafi. I didn't know that. And, I got my feelings about the Nation of Islam, but, there's no way to look at that and say that was a bad thing. As far as I can see. What's up, Pat? How you feel?
Feeling pretty good, man. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I figure I'll start doing monologues at the
Well,
beginning.
well, you know, when you have big organizations and stuff going on, you got a lot of different people, a lot of different moving parts. I mean, it's kind of hard to be able to call any one organization just good or bad. Because I mean, there's so many different moving parts. It's not one person that can centralize every little thing, every movement, to where that one good, that the original good thought that came from it will get tainted. So I mean, we have to expect that there's going to be some negativity that comes out of a good thing.
And I completely agree with you because I think in some of these horrible organizations, they have really good people, on the ground or at the bottom or whatever. And these people may not even be aware of the agenda for the company that they work for. But, it doesn't even matter because when they're the one that makes the call, then they're going to make the call for good. You get what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and I'm hearing you with your beginning rant about not being a nice guy. And I think all that stuff is perspective because some people don't think I'm a nice guy. I think I am. I think I'm a good guy, and
There's nothing but
I try to
water.
be. Yeah, but my whole thing is am I in alignment with the universe?
Right.
Am I holding true to nature? Because really, whether they are or they're not, I don't care. I don't care. Like I'm doing my part.
Right.
So
Right, but you're successful, Pat, and that's what I'm saying. And a lot of people would like you said, people would say that you're not a nice guy. You're saying that you are, but I get what you're saying because I am. I really am. I get what you're saying. It's really true. But as far as when it comes down to business, right, Pat? When you got to take care of business, are you a nice guy?
I think it's gonna be based on that person's perspective because I'm doing my job. I can't care about your feelings when it really boils down to it. Like either you're, if you know, you might be on board and you think I'm doing the right thing, you think I'm doing good, but some people might look at what they ain't really down with the decision I made, so I'm a bad guy. So I mean, really, it could be I can be both really at the same time. It just
Yeah.
depends on the perspective of the person who's watching.
Right. Right. So, but again, though, the part where you said about the feelings, like I can't be concerned with your feelings. I'm here taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? So, like, but
Yeah.
if you're a nice guy, then you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta be concerned with your feelings right now, even though I'm taking care of business.
Mm-mm. You know,
That's
so I guess when you look at it from that point, I'm not a nice guy because what if I say it to myself or like but believe me, I'm willing to say it to your face, but a lot of times I'm just my action is pretty much gonna say fuck fuck you. I don't give a fuck how you feel about this. This is what's about to happen. Either it fits in with what you want to do or it doesn't. I mean, it just really has come to that. And like I haven't always been this person. Like I used to be a person that really, cared about how people feel and what somebody might say, and like bro, I'm a grown ass man. Like I'm too grown for this shit.
so how much concern level, do you have for like the way people think about, the way you move, the way you live, and stuff like that? Like what their thoughts are on that.
Well, I mean, the more important you are to me, the more it matters, and I'll maybe go into because I mean I still feel how I feel, but I may go into a more in-depth explanation so that maybe you can understand my position better. But for others, it's just like if you get it, you get it. If you don't, hey, look, I mean, maybe our interaction wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I tried. I did my best.
Yeah,
Cause that's what I tell myself all the time. I tried, hey. So the name of the show today is Too emotional to grow. And that's kind
yeah,
of what I was thinking about, and that's the reason why I kind of went on that little rant at the beginning. Because I feel like a lot of the society, like a lot of the problems are that we get stuck in our feelings, and it gets in the way of our growth. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
We're so worried about being wrong. We're so worried about what somebody thinks about this, that, and
That's
the
the
other.
that's the biggest one. What other people like? Too many people are worried. Like if you're actually doing the right thing, you have to be more comfortable. You have to trust yourself that look, you're doing the right thing. God, the universe, and everything else will come to play how it should play because you did your part. You know what I'm saying? And yes, there's gonna be some butthurt people. There's gonna be some people who, who's gonna be annoyed by what you say or what you did or whatever. And then there's others gonna be like, fucking right. You did what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and if you're gonna be a leader, if you're gonna be the boss. Is the boss a nice guy? Is
I
the
mean,
leader of the group a nice guy?
and you know, um, like I'm a perspective dude. Like like I know that like that's gonna be dependent on other people. But I mean, what they at least how they read that situation. Everybody's not mature enough to see everything for what it really is.
Right.
Their point of view is not, you know, they're not in the position to be able to see it for what it really is and why doing something different would,
Because
you know,
because what I'm trying to get back to is the self reflection. But I'm gonna keep going. So like your boss, like you're late all the time or something like that. You're late every day. And but
Hmm.
so and your boss is like, bruh, like you can't be late. Like we got to take care of business. And so it's like you're like, oh man, it's just a few minutes later, it's just 10, 15 minutes later, whatever, da 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 da, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so okay, the boss gonna be a nice guy and he's gonna be like, okay, well that's cool. You know, you could come in 15 minutes late every day, and everybody else is here on time, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there goes the self-reflection that that person is not seeing, that you're not special. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else got to show up on time, so do you. I mean, that's a
Well,
part of the uniform.
see, the way I see that is because for one, I really appreciate timeliness. Like if like that's one of those things I've always had a pet peeve about was being on time, and I feel like you're disrespecting me when we've agreed on a time. If something is going on and you hadn't called me and say, "Hey, I'm running 10 minutes late," I mean, the more it happens, the more I'm like, this motherfucker don't respect me, and you know what? He gonna respect something because I'm gonna make a decision. Because if you're the person that I got coming to my job, like let's say I got a trucking company and I need somebody there that's gonna be answering phones and making phone calls to get me loads, and you ain't there on time. You getting there 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late, how
You
five
costing me
minutes
money.
late. You costing me money. You know what I'm saying? I missed out on $5,000 load this morning, or a couple of them, because you wasn't in place to do your job. So you're costing me money and yourself, because guess what? This is how I pay you. I need somebody that respects this movement more. So look, I'm gonna do the job until I find somebody else. Have a great day.
And it's not personal. And that
No,
person needs to make a self-reflection, because it's not really about you in this situation. It's not about the boss in this situation.
no,
It's
it's the
you.
business. It's no, it's the business and your disrespect for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is them. But like I said, like, okay, you don't respect this. It's not even really me that like they've disrespecting themselves and the
Right.
job. So like, it's just like, okay, look, I don't know if I like them enough, and I got a job that's not quite as demanding, maybe I'll give you a chance somewhere else. But this part of the job is very important, so I need somebody who I can rely on, that is gonna be there for that job. You know what I'm saying?
On
And it,
time.
yeah, and that's look, if you supposed to be there to open the building for the other 20, 30 people,
Right.
and I've entrusted you for that, and I got 20, 30 people sitting outside wondering, like, trying to do their job, and they can't because you
I
can't
ain't gonna
get there on
lie.
time.
When I was a manager, that was one of the things that fucking bothered me when I was late, because like as a manager, I'm coming in and I'm opening a restaurant. I'm the first person there. I got to be there at 7, but I have to let everybody in. So, but me being a little bit late ain't that bad for me, because I can catch up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But for them, it's way different. Like you putting them behind, and not only that, they've been out there waiting for you because they're gonna be on time, and they're there
Hmm.
outside of the building waiting for you to get there. And that's who I'm thinking about when I'm rushing. And like, but that's what I'm thinking about the night before too. I'm gonna make sure that I get up. I'm gonna make sure that I have time. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna think about traffic, because the traffic can happen, get caught by stoplights or whatever. And so I'm thinking about all of that stuff and giving myself plenty of time, because I'm not thinking about the business as much as I'm thinking about those people out there, the ones that relying on me, who's waiting on me. Like, that's
Hmm.
what bothers me. I'm like, damn, such and such is out there freaking. It might be cold and raining and shit. You know what I'm saying? They literally be waiting outside of the building.
But
They'll some.
say, I'm gonna bring it back. Like, it's so disrespectful, bro. Like, this is the thing. Like, okay, maybe that person, you know what I'm saying, maybe you need to let that person go because, they got other things that's more important. They got another job or another business that pays their bills. But some people, like, they just kind of nonchalant about it because oh, they don't really need this job. Oh, well, you know what, I need somebody who needs this job. You know what I'm saying? Because they will respect this thing way more because this is their bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just, if I'm just a little snack that, you no, if you know what I'm saying, like I get the extras. Like I'm the one, I'm the job that helps you, get this, or just for your savings or your investments. It don't really matter because you already good on your basic needs. Like, I'm probably gonna, because I mean I know people who shit. It don't matter how much money they got. That more money is their way, and they not gonna let any of that shit get in the way of them. You know, getting it done. Like, shit. I done been in jobs where I was a manager, and the employee made more. Like, outside of that job, made more than I did, and they respected it still just because, like, who they are. They're like, no, look, all of this works together for me. You know what I'm saying? But there's others that will say,
And I think it goes
shit.
back to the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because it's like respect for yourself. I really hate it, and I see it a lot in the black community where it's like it seems like they've accepted this idea that they're trash. You know what I'm saying? So shit,
Mm,
that I ain't shit, so I'm gonna show them I ain't shit.
mm.
And they
No.
just like so wherever they go, it's like I'm gonna be laid and I'm gonna be sorry and I'm gonna just be irate and ridiculous. And it's just because I ain't shit and I didn't accepted
Well,
this.
yeah, bro. Like, and I've seen that. But to me, like, it never makes sense because, to me anyway, because it's like, look, the whole idea, like, I can't make your resume better. Only you can make your resume better. The example that you make here at this job is, you know, it's all on you. Like, they can't, it's nothing that I can do for another. Let's say whatever example you make at this place, I can't change it. It's all on you, and that's the same thing. They can't change how anybody might look at me in the job that I'm doing, but you have to really just say, like, regardless of, like, you working for an asshole or somebody who you might be smarter than the manager. I've seen that too, and but just to try to prove a point to them can fuck you in the long run.
Right.
So you you
And
you gotta you gotta do what's right
I
just
think
because that's your position.
right, and I think we're talking about character, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the
Hmm.
things that gets me upset is when people, attack my character or whatever. It's like if I always do this all the time, you've never seen me do something, and then you say, you know like you accuse me of doing something that you have never seen me do, like you know what I mean, like you really know me, and and it's crazy because the world that we live in, everybody, a lot of people think that other people think the same way as them, so it's like the people
Hmm.
who, earlier when I was saying, the people who feel like they ain't shit, they like, shit, you look like me, you came from where I came from, you ain't shit either, so I don't know how you think you ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? And so then they
Yeah.
always looking for you to do something that's shady. You know what I mean?
Hmm. But see, I think that type of projection is more so them seeing themselves in somebody else, not necessarily what really is with it. Because I, like, there's so many different examples that I've seen in this lifetime. But a person that see, like, if you've never done anything that matched the type of thought process that they have gained for you,
Right.
it's probably more of a reflection of who they are.
Yeah. And then they get angry because I noticed that just me being me sometimes makes people angry. Like I don't do anything to
Mm.
be,
Oh my
offensive.
God.
And they just
What?
offended because of me being who I am. Like I'm just walking around here
It's
representing. That's it.
it's ironic that because I had a conversation with somebody that's really close to me earlier today. I'm not gonna say who they are or imply who they are, but somebody that's really close to me that I love, I care about a lot, and you know there's something about me that irritated them. You know, I guess enough for them, like they had to say something about it because there's other people that has recognized that very same thing. It's like from time to time, like we're having a conversation, somebody say something, and maybe I correct them on what that word or whatever. It's not that I'm trying to say that you're dumb. It's just more so that okay, that's just a part of who I am. I do that sometimes. I don't mean any harm. My intentions are good, but okay, I appreciate you telling me. So I mean, I recognize more so that you haven't accepted me for who I am so much as I have for you. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, like I said, there's other people that's told me the same thing. Like, okay, I didn't really realize. All right, you know what? I'll try to not do that. It's not like I think you're dumb because if I thought you were dumb, I probably wouldn't have the relationship with you that I do, or entrust you and think with things that I do. But either way, that's a flaw that I have. And I'm like, hey, for people who really care, who love me, they have accepted my flaws too. They, so they don't get angry with the fact that, I just did something that I do. I'm still Patrick. You know what I'm
And I,
saying?
I I think that what happens is people we misunderstand each other. We misunderstand each other. One person is thinking that the other one is, I guess, not as intelligent as them or whatever. So they couldn't possibly be saying something that they don't understand. and, and,
Well,
and, and, and then there goes the misunderstanding because one side is just not trying to hear the other side. They're not even trying to, because they feel like they understand them, but they
well,
don't.
and I, like I think that some, they take it as like it's a disrespect or, the perspective in which they saw it was not what I intended, or like I had a thought before. Is like, oh yeah, I'm a show this, show them that they ain't shit. They don't know. Like no, like that never entered my mind. But because you're seeing it that way, like sometimes I accept it as the universe maybe causing a problem between us, that we maybe have to accept the fact that okay, if it bothers you enough, look, like I said, I'll try not to, but if the universe allows me to do it again without me even thinking about it, and you that pissed off about it, then guess what? Maybe, you know, you go on about your business, I go on about my business, and that's just the way the world supposed to work. I just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's where I've gotten in with my life. It's like, look, I love people. I want people to be, I'm a people person. I want, these people to be here in my life. But when, stuff happens where either it pushes me away or it pushes you away, okay, maybe that's the divine, you know, force pushing us apart.
Makes me sad when I think about that.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, I mean, it's harsh realities that we have to, we have to accept. I mean, there's things that's happening in our world right now that it's clear that for most of us, a lot of these things are clear and has been clear that certain people don't give a shit about us, and they're actually doing everything they can to squeeze the freaking blood out of a freaking turnip. Like they trying to, like they look no, and these are the people that we've been supporting. And a lot of people just gonna be like, "Well, it's better than this." I was like, "Well, shit, you ain't even really gave the other side a chance, really." The whole time they've been doing things that actually fits better with growth for you. You don't see it because you're too busy being angry because somebody told you you should be.
and then you're not listening to each other. Y'all. It's like people just wait for the other person to stop talking so they can just say what they was gonna say, but they're not really listening
Oh
to
my
what the
God,
other person.
ex- ex- bro, you couldn't have said it. But say, bro, like people don't listen to understand. They listen just long enough to respond.
Yeah, so it's like you hearing me, but you're not really listening. You're not computing or even attempting to compute the information.
Yeah, like I mean, bro, I've apologized. Like I just think like I've apologized to somebody so much to where like couldn't accept the like bro, I'm begging you to forgive me, but all you want to do is talk about like I've accepted that I was wrong. I'm apologizing for being an asshole, but you won't let that go. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another problem that a lot of us have. Like we have, like people end up with depression, anxiety, and all these things because they don't know how to let shit go. And that's the thing. Like you have people that's around you that's like, okay, like I said, I mean, personally, I said something and I maybe, wasn't as sensitive about a situation or whatever. All right, you know what, bro, I'm sorry. You know what? That was very insensitive. Like that's not our relationship and that's not where I want us to go. Hey, forgive me. But yeah, but you was I realized that, bro. Yes, I haven't. I thought I acknowledged it, but like it just, I just don't. I don't know, bro. Like that's another one of our faults. Is like as a people,
Yeah, holding
not
on to
not not
shit.
yeah, not just individually. As a people, we do that.
Yeah, holding on to shit, like not letting shit go, holding grudges. You know what I'm saying? Being petty. You know, and that's what it is. Like, I mean, if it's okay. We just need to learn how to be honest with each other. If it's something that you can't get over, then you just be like, you know what?
Fuck
I
you.
can't. I can't deal with it no more. You know,
Yeah, like you know
but
what?
but
Yeah, you go ahead.
but be honest about it. Be 100 about it. Don't freaking
That's
linger around and act like that it wasn't a deal breaker. If it was a deal breaker, it was a deal breaker. You need to
bro.
communicate that.
And it's funny you said that as well because this week I was listening to one of the Black Magic 363 shows, and he had this four different ladies on there, and this chick Aquarius Maximus, she was saying how like women, like of course women have a lot of different feminine aspects, and like they're all not gonna have the same femininity. Like some of them gonna be tougher than others. I mean, like, but they're still expressing femininity, and it's like, but the main thing is that a lot of them, what she says she noticed is that there's a lot of women that's not being authentic
Yeah,
to their femininity or to themselves or who they really
and
are,
and, and,
and
and
they attract people into their lives that really don't match
right, because
because
they putting on a fake. They wearing a fake mask, pretending to
yes,
be something that they're not.
bro, I was like, oh my god, she said some shit, bro. If you get a chance, you should go and watch that show because like it was so much said in that show, bro. And
And
it,
you know what
this
it makes me think about? It makes me think about sex, because like with your partner, it's like you know being honest about what you like and what you don't like. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Something
yeah,
that hurt. What if
that's
something hurts or not? That
yeah.
kind of thing.
Do you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it? I mean, like, let's say, bro, faking an orgasm makes no sense to me because I'm like, okay, did you not want one? Or, like, if you want one, like, speak up and tell me what your thing is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to stick a finger in your butt while, that hey, say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what it, but, you know what I'm saying? If I'm the person you want to be with, and like just be honest.
Just
You know
be
what I'm saying?
honest, because I think that's one of the biggest problems with not the whole thing really, but we're just talking about relationships, but it's a microcosm for the whole community. How we're not honest with each
But
other. you
but
know.
see, that's where a lot of the imbalance of the world is. It comes from
Right,
is us not like we are here to be a certain frequency for the world,
right.
but we're not truly living in that frequency because we're trying to live up to somebody else's expectations or of living a facade that's comfortable for other people to where you're not you're not growing to the point that you could or that you should.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the name of the show, Too Emotional to Grow. So then, you're getting in your own way. You know what I'm saying? And then you're getting in the whole earth, the whole universe's way.
Hmm.
Because of this imbalance of this friction. And it's really, like I said, I really feel like the main cause of it is the dishonesty. And it's just like
Hmm.
not being wholly truthful, because if you're leaving out information, you're not being truthful. If you're skewing the information
Hmm.
in any way, you're not being truthful. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
omission is still a lie.
So we need to be completely wholly truthful with each other. And then, because like the other step to that is communication, because I feel like you can't even have communication if both parties aren't being 100% honest. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Are
I
we
mean,
are
if you
we
if you're communicating lies, type of you're still transferring energy that dishonest energy. Like, I mean, it
we're
does
not really communicating. And that's what
no.
I'm trying to do on this show, is to get people to communicate, because I feel like that's the answer to a lot of the problems.
Well,
That's where we
well,
start.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, because I mean, you have to quantify it into be communicating, but it's a dishonest. Like it's if it's dishonest, you're not really you know that for whatever reason you feel a shortcoming or like you don't trust who you are enough to be able to live your truth or somebody won't accept because I mean we have to accept the fact that we ain't for everybody and if I discover that me being who I am doesn't sit right with somebody else, I got to accept that and be able to move on so I can be with the person that is more accepting of who I really am or that I'm a better match for on a vibrational level. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like really shouldn't be that hard. And it's okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how cute she is, how fine she is, or but if we don't, if we can't meet with the minds, really none of the other shit matters. You know what I'm saying? As far as especially at this point in my life, like if you on a totally different thinking wave than I am, because I mean, like as much as I respect my ex-wife, and how we get along good and this that and the other, but I wouldn't ask her to be my wife again because we don't see the world the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and that's just how I am. And that's with anybody. Like if you're not there, if we don't match in those areas, there's no purpose, there's no reason for us to even try to have at least have that type of relationship, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. But, I always feel like you can grow together, because we all got room to grow, right? So,
mm, yeah.
and the other person always has something to teach you, because, our perspective is never full. You know what I'm saying? There's always something we're missing, and that's where our partner should come in at. Our partner
Hey,
should come
wait
in.
a minute, what you go ahead, but somebody's come to my
All right. Yeah. So the other person should come in on those areas that you're missing. You know what I'm saying? The parts where you're lacking, you know? And so, but what happens, what can happen with this is this can be a bit uncomfortable, because then it shows the reflection of the things that you are lacking. You know what I mean? So that can make you feel uncomfortable, you know? So, but that you have to embrace that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you become whole. You're two parts of a puzzle, two parts of a piece that fit together. Then the parts that I have are not like the parts that you have, and our parts fit together. You know what I'm saying? We balance and complement each other. You understand that I think that in a lot of relationships, people feel like they're coming in the relationship whole and that they can carry everything, on their own. And of course, people can take care of business on their own, but are you being successful? Are you being fruitful? Are you living life? Are you alive? You get what I'm saying? Are you really experiencing this world, to its fullest? Don't lie to yourself about that. You know what I'm saying? When you find the other piece to the puzzle, that's when the light starts shining and you start being able to see things that you couldn't see before because your perspective had you limited. And we all have a limited perspective. We only have two eyes. Whatever childhood we grew up in, whatever city we grew up in, whatever culture we grew up in, whatever our parents would tell us, whatever we learned in school, at whatever school we went to, that shapes our perspective. Okay. So, but another person, their circumstances was different. Therefore, their perspective is going to be different. And I think that a lot of times people think that someone else is wrong. And I'm right. Of course, I'm right all the time. Of course, this other person is wrong, but that's not the case. Like sometimes it can be that both of us can be right. And it can also be the case where both of us can be wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's perspective. So we have to remember that. We have to remember that the way this person looks at the world and the way this person thinks is not the same as the way I think. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, I need to give myself a moment, give myself some time to try to take in this other person's perspective, especially if they're trying to explain it. You get what I'm saying? Like we can't assume that we know already because the truth is we don't. And the more we realize that we don't know, the more aware we'll become of things because the more inquisitive we'll be, the more questions we'll ask, the more we'll actually listen because we're not listening because we think we know already. I already know, so I don't have to listen to that. I don't have to listen to what you're saying because I already know what you're saying or whatever. I don't, I already know your feelings. I already know your thoughts and some shit. Like it's ridiculous when you say it out loud, but in your mind, this is how this works. This is how it works. You already know. I already know. I already know. I already know. It's like the worst thing to say. I already know. I already know. No, you do not know. Because whatever it is, there's some aspect of it you do not know. You do not know everything about whatever that is. And this person could absolutely be giving you a piece of the puzzle that you're missing and have been missing. Yeah. Just woke up. Mad interesting to me. I was about to go to sleep and this just woke me up.